A thread by Soul War. Day 100 has arrived. Nightly rioting allowed and encouraged by Mayor Ted Wheeler and his trusty sidekick, DA Mike Schmidt, reaches a shameful milestone. Antifa had intended to celebrate by burning down the East Precinct, but the police stopped them. So Antifa decided to throw their prepared Molotov cocktails directly at the Oregon State Police instead. Escalation. Up until now, the only Molotovs thrown in Portland were at buildings. Fortunately, Antifa throw like 10-year-old girls and they fell short. Oregon State Police were not happy. Two unlucky Antifa who were either raging at cops. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Hang on. I mean, this needs to be played with that song, The Scat Man, from that movie, Nothing to Lose, with Martin Lawrence and Tim Robbins. Okay, sorry. Anyway, two unlucky Antifa who were either raging at the cops or just filming were set on fire. Watch hilarity ensue as his fellow idiot children tried to extinguish his feet. A cop who managed to douse him via extinguisher is immediately shoved away. Hey, let's see that again in slow motion. Oh, sorry I don't have sound for you guys. We really need this played to the song The Scat Man. Or Cotton Eye Joe is another good choice. The stress of the recent wave of arrests in Portland, as well as the killing of their media darling assassin, Michael Reinl, is taking its toll on the Antifa press. Having listened to them for months, I can tell Alex Johnson, or Arex Johnson and pal, are worried about the DOJ federalizing the Oregon State Police. Listen to their voices. Before they insulted police as fun. Your wife hates you, your kids hate you, etc. Who do you serve? As the ultimate Karen participating in a riot, pretending to be press. Feel the rage in their voices. They're beginning to see consequences inbound. They could have easily killed or badly injured someone last night with those Molotovs. I expect, look at this guy. These are the best pictures. They just, oh my God, they emptied the mental asylums is basically what's going on here. There were 50 arrests last night. Want to see who's behind Antifa's masks? Society's dregs and malcontents. It seems every time an Antifa mask is peeled away, we reveal one of three types of people. 1, criminals, including an astonishing number of pedophiles. 2, deranged, many violently mentally ill. 3, teachers. The people you can blame for all of this. Portland is mostly a PR war. The Democrat insurrection was supposed to bring down the iron fist of Orange Hitler that the mainstream media and Democrats would then decry as tyranny. Tanks, machine guns, bayonets. Democrat operatives would then ensure a bloodbath. Bye, Trump. We're at day 100 because Trump refuses to crack down. President Trump is the most constitutional president in living memory. He shepherds and addresses the federal interests of the nation and leaves the states to be run by state governments, as the Constitution stated. So now, the dark, shadowy forces running Antifa and the Democrat Party are escalating matters. The random assassination of Aaron J. Danielson. Invading restaurants, Molotovs at cops. For every move President Trump makes to restore order, they make an escalating countermove. I did a thread just before the pandemic was launched from the CCP and just after President Trump's killing of the vile Qasem Soleimani. Please read it for a glimpse into the shadows. Link in the thread. Up until the insurrection began, I had always assumed that the Democrats were partners with the cartels, the CCP, and Iran. No. Those were the middlemen between the masters, those Trump calls the very rich and very stupid people, and their slaves, the Democrat Party. They own them. At some point between 1996 and 2016, the foolish Democrats went from using those foreign influences to garner wealth and maintain power to being enthralled to them. I think when Trump won, the people who were the real hand behind the curtain yanked hard on the DNC's balls. Understand, when President Trump said openly that those very rich and stupid people are running Antifa, he's saying flat out they're running the DNC too. This is Trump escalating right back. There is a silent war underway. It's deadly serious, and it has casualties. I listen nightly to twitch.tv/PT News Network, where the host, Steve's voice sometimes falters in sheer frustration over all the ongoing, endless rioting. He wonders why Trump won't do anything. President Trump is doing a lot. Covertly, the feds took Rhino in under 3 hours. Within minutes of Vice News' trailer airing, the feds were coordinating with local PD and sheriff's departments in Lacey, Washington. If you read my last thread, you know I think Danielson's murder was intended to provoke Trump. It didn't. So the interview was set up to provoke Trump supporters. The warrant was created that morning, deliberately undercharging Reinl. I agree with Carlos Osuita that eventually Reinl would turn himself into the PPB, go to trial, and be acquitted. The interim between the warrant and turning himself in was made impossible because of the interview. The feds realized how inflammatory that interview would be. It would sucker patriots and MAGA supporters onto Portland streets to do what Wheeler and Schmidt obviously wouldn't. So they picked up D.A. Schmidt's softball of a warrant and, using local LEOs, located Reinl. They had to move fast before the interview aired. Otherwise, they'd have mayhem on Portland streets as people got bashed and maybe killed by Antifa while trying to find Reinl, who was literally in another state. When confronted for arrest, Reinl resisted and died. This is also on the heads of Mayor Wheeler and D.A. Schmidt. Can you imagine the rage of regular Americans the next day after Reinl confesses on camera and then rubs salt on MAGA's wounds by claiming self-defense? How many days would have passed before he turned himself in? The feds circumvented all of it by locating and neutralizing him within hours. Reinl chose to go out resisting. Too bad. I'd have liked to have seen him die via lethal injection for denying Aaron Danielson of his civil rights. Oh, and the feds know he didn't act alone. 18 U.S.C. subsection 242, denial of rights under color of law. I'll bet Wheeler and Schmidt are upset. Their ploy to trick Trump or get MAGA supporters hurt failed. Well, they should get used to it. It's going to become a familiar feeling as we head into October. Surprises are inbound